Hari Om. Now it is too close, yeah. It should be a little farther away, yeah. Yeah. Swamiji, I think it will be better if you sit here, yeah. Because I'm not a tech-savvy person at all. Sorry. You can sit there. Sorry, you can sit there. No, sit here. Yeah.
Everybody please put off the phone or put it on silent. अगर किसी का भी बजाना 1 lakh rupees I want donation उसके लिए गाने नहीं दूंगा आपको यहाँ से 1 lakh because you are Chinmayananda member in central advice it is 5,000 rupees common audience but you all are committee members most of you are 1 lakh
Shall we serve? I have zoomed it. Yeah. Now it's clear. It's comfortable. Yeah, it's fine. But only thing is when I move my hands, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. It's fine. Can you hear?
Yeah, very good. Hari Om, everyone. We will begin with the invocation. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् Hari Om. On behalf of Chinmaya Prakash Zone, I welcome all of you to this unique talk by Swamini Kaivalyananda on Puja Gurudev as a Shishya. I offer my humble pranams to Amma and Swatmanandji. It gives me great delight to introduce Swamini Kaivalyananda. Swaminji's parents were devout followers of Puja Gurudev. Born in a family of doctors, it was only natural that they wanted her to take up medicine. But she wanted to join Sandipani. Puja Gurudev asked her first to complete her graduation and then join the Vedanta course. She joined the Vedanta course in Sandipani Sadhanalaya, Mumbai in 1991 and completed it in 1993. She was the last brahmacharini to receive Diksha from Puja Gurudev from his holy hands and was given the name Brahmacharini Prarthana Chaitanya. She was directly assisting Swamini Sharda Priyanandji and was later posted to a couple of centers in Andhra Pradesh. In 2010, she was asked to work on Puja Gurudev's letters, not knowing that her life would take a complete U-turn in setting up the Chinmaya archives. She worked from scratch, unearthing rare works of Tapon Maharaj and Puja Gurudev. She traveled all over the world to document the glorious vision of Puja Gurudev. The biggest milestones in her journey with Srimati Parvati Raman, ex-Tapovan Prasad editor, are compiling a coffee table book for Puja Gurudev's centenary Yours Forever, Life and Letters of Swami Chinmayananda, and the second one, conceptualized and authored by Srimati Parvati Raman, A Sage is Born for Puja Guruji's 70th birthday. Both the books are available at the counter. Other major contributions are release of the archives website designed by Ganesh Kanumulla from Orlando, CM for Puja Gurudev's 25th year Aradhana in San Diego. She also produced a couple of documentaries, one on Jagdishwara Mandir along with Swami Swatmanandji, and the last one on the Siddhabari Ashram. After getting Sannyas Diksha, Puja Guruji gave her the name Swamini Kaivalyananda. Swamini ji, welcome, and we look forward to hearing you speak about Puja Gurudev as a Shishya. I will now request Asha ji to welcome Swamini Amma.
This is so dear to my heart. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Swamini ji, we are eagerly waiting to hear you. Over to you.
Om Shri Vigneshwaraya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I'm extremely happy to be here. Being here is like being with own family members. Other places, wherever we go, they are new set of devotees. But here, who were directly connected to Puja Gurudev, Puja Guruji, so it makes like I'm with the family members, not new crowd or trying to introduce Puja Gurudev, something like that. So I have to be doubly careful when I am sharing my memories about Puja Gurudev as a Shishya. And also, I have to tell a big thank you to Swatmanandji because he was part and parcel of my journey. And some of you who are close to Swatmanandji, they know how I would trouble him. Swamiji, what is this? What is this? And it was such a joy for me to work with him for Chinmay Pradeep project. We worked together. And so also, Jagadishwara documentary. So now, the topic is Gurudev, Puja Gurudev as a disciple. I would like to just brief you about how I chanced upon Chinmaya archives and what made me contribute in a big way. I was very fortunate to travel with Puja Gurudev for a couple of years. And once when we were in Delhi in 1991, in Vasant Vihar school in Delhi, there was a camp. And there is this lady, white lady, who comes to Gurudev and she hands over a book. And I still remember today vividly how Gurudev had taken that book. He used to walk with a stick. He took that stick, hung it to his hand, flipped the book, and he said, half of this is not true. And he just took the book and he just kept it like that. And the next word Puja Gurudev said is, Western mind cannot do justice to the Bharatiya Rishi Samskriti. I don't want to tell the name of the book. Some of you who know, it is it. And that was the seed in me. That's, why did Gurudev say that this is not true? Half of this is not true. Never ever I dreamt that I will come into a project like archives. Once when Puja Guruji was not well, one brahmachari Saket, most of you know, he asked me, Kaivalyananda, at that time my name was Pradna Chaitanya. He said, Pradna ji, because you traveled with Gurudev, will you help us sorting out the letters? I jumped with joy. I said, of course, yes, I will do it. On record, there were 25,000 letters. And when I sat and, started working, They were hardly 2,000 letters. I thought when I saw the number 25,000, it will take 6 months, I thought. But I could finish it in 1 week's time. That made me think. Per day when I was traveling with Puja Gurudev would write minimum to 65 letters to 80 letters. And it was a sight to see the way Gurudev would write the letters. The secretaries who were there with Gurudev, fortunate to see that also. When Puja Gurudev was writing letters in the morning, he would operate it in a silent mode. Only the secretary could hear what his dictation was. And to describe about how his table, all those will be, I'll be digressing from the topic. But, as I saw with his health condition, the way he would write letters, he also said in one of the places that it is his altar of worship. Writing letters is altar of his worship. And because I have heard that directly from Puja Gurudev, I felt this is a very sacred work. What 2,000 per day, 60 means I'm very poor at mathematics. Can you all please help me out to calculate how many letters it would be? 365 days, 24/7, for 42 years, be he on the bed, bypass thing, like he non-stop he had written letters. Non-stop. So how many letters it would be in his lifetime? One just can't even fathom the depth of, the amount of letters that Puja Gurudev had written. So that made me seriously think, I have to, collect these letters. And that was the time where they were thinking to set up a department in archives, Chinmaya archives in CCMT. So I readily volunteered. I said, Manisha Kemlani, most of you know here. So I told Manisha, I offered myself. I said, this will be a very sacred thing. I will definitely do this part of it. So she said, okay, I thought it was so simple, I know quite a lot of devotees because I traveled with Gurudev. I'll just call them and ask them, so it is a simple thing. So, but another great person in my life is Swami Mitranandji, who kept me anchored till day. So when I told to Swamiji that I'm going to take up this noble task, Swamiji said, you do not know what a mammoth task you're going to undertake. I thought for myself, what mammoth task? Let me, start like that. Where did I know that I will be sucked so much, and then all the doubts personally that which I had first got clarified, and the biggest reward that I had got working through this project was, I have to be extremely humble to say this, Puja Gurudev connected me to Tapon Maharaj. Today, my day starts with Tapon Shatakam. Today, without Taponji's grace and blessings, I'm sure, I would not have taken 1 inch further. So this is how my journey started. Now, most of us know a little bit story about Puja Gurudev, because I'm sure Swatmananji must have instilled so much of Puja Gurudev in your hearts. So because that is one common chord which we both are very much strongly connected. So, but there are many doubts. When I was with Puja Gurudev, I heard so many stories, how many years that Puja Gurudev studied under Tapon Maharaj, how he went to, Shivananji Maharaj, and how he was, doing how he was part of independence struggle. All this were there. But there was no authentic information. And one day, I heard this directly from Puja Gurudev. So there is one person who came, he was very shattered, so many problems, and he came to confess to Gurudev, I can't lead this life, I can't lead the spiritual life, I'm surrounded with so many problems, will I ever get connected to sadhana, something like that. This word had hit me so hard. Puja Gurudev said, if I can realize, anybody can realize. This is what Puja Gurudev said. And if I can realize, anybody can realize means, what was Puja Gurudev's stature? How, why, from that time onwards, that bug literally went into my head. What is it? What is it? Like, where did I know that I will land up into a project like this? So then when I started working for, archives, the first encounter that I had was, like, of course, it started in Chennai and before experimented in Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh. But the real connect happened when I met Puja Gurudev's family members. Srimati Indira Vasudevan, who is Puja Gurudev's direct niece. As usual, I told Manisha, and officially it was launched. So I went to Trishur for this project. When I went, CCMT also has sent a letter saying that she will come and collect all the material. When I went there, so this Vasu uncle comes very humbly and he asked me, what all do you want and all that stuff he asked me. I said, I came here to collect Puja Gurudev's letters. If you have anything of Puja Gurudev's letters, I would like to, see all those things. So he said, okay, then come to my house tomorrow. So I went to their house. And there I saw, in one room, uncle had spread some 200 souvenirs, some 500 letters, some diaries of Puja Gurudev, and some 1 or 2, personal artifacts of Puja Gurudev. First, when I saw, I could not understand what they were like, So then, this Indira Amma is the direct granddaughter of Kochu Narayani Amma, who brought up Puja Gurudev. And she was like a darling to Kochu Amma and to Puja Gurudev also. Puja Gurudev only got her married. So when I saw all those letters, it took for me just to understand what those letters were like. 500 letters. Right from 1941, when Gurudev was studying in Lucknow, Butler Hostel, where they. So from then till 93, Gurudev had written so many letters to them. And Kochu Amma's second son, Bhaskar Menon, was the first disciple of Puja Gurudev. When Puja Gurudev was small, he was the one who disciplined Puja Gurudev, but when he saw Puja Gurudev in ochre robe, he did Sashtanga Namaskara. And he is older to Gurudev, but he did Sashtanga Namaskara, and he was the one, till he passed away, supported Gurudev so much so, he had 3 or 4 daughters, I'm not sure. In spite of having daughters and in spite of having a huge family to be taken care of, when it came to Puja Gurudev's, publications, all those things, can you believe he sold his wife's bangles to support Puja Gurudev's cause? That great Bhaskar Menonji was. And in that thing, when I saw those letters, I was very curious to know about Chattambi Swami. Because Chattambi Swami was the regular visitor to Puttampalli house. So I sat with them. Almost it took 1 full month for me even to get an idea what the family was like and how Gurudev was, with the family members, all this type of things. So just to get a basic idea, I spent almost 1 full month, and in that trip only, almost 2-3 months on and off, like I was just trying to understand Gurudev's thing. So when they showed, the first thing that they showed me was, see this? Chinmaya's work is dedicated to Shrutis that told me what reality is, to Sri Swami Tapon Maharaj of Uttarkashi, who guided me to the end and pushed me into the beyond, and to Sadgurudev, Sri Swami Shivananji Maharaj of Rishikesh, who showed me in his life how to live and act in God as God. This was the first pamphlet that they have shown me. That really triggered my quest. Let me tell you, when I took up this project, I did not even know the spelling of archives. I really did not know the spelling of archives. So when this sentence, was said, so Puja Gurudev, this is for the first yajna Gurudev has written. So he openly is saying, like, Taponji had guided me to the end and pushed me into the beyond. What does that mean? By the time he came, only he was a realized master. He experienced that self. He became that Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Like he became that, and then he came to the plains to, give this great knowledge to all of us. Now, so how did this happen? How many years he was with Tapon Maharaj? So how was the family atmosphere, like, when Puja Gurudev was there? So they told me one very beautiful anecdote, the family members. Swamiji, you should help me out here. Yeah. Yeah. So they told me about first Chattambi Swami. When they told me about Chattambi Swami, he was a regular visitor to Pootampalli house. So the tradition in Kerala was like this. Puja Gurudev, they had big house, Pootampalli Tarwad they will call, that old house. Later on they built a new house, it was a different house. This Tarwad was a very big one, literally. And all these Tarwads had an outhouse. So whoever guests come, mostly even men also would be there in the outhouse only. In Kerala the system is very, very different, and ladies will be in the house, very rarely they would come to the front. But like in the outhouse, Chattambi Swami used to be there. And Gurudev playing with him, all this is a known story. But what did Puja Gurudev tell about Chattambi? How did he feel about Chattambi Swami? We have no records, okay? So the family members were telling me about all the stories of Chattambi Swami. My journey continued further, and I went to one ashram in Kollam, okay? There is this ashram of Chattambi Swami there. So I did not, let me tell you all, I never planned anything. I did not know where I was heading. I was just planning next station like that. And how the material has fallen in my hands is, I can tell you 100%, Naham Karta Sarvam Gurudevamayam. Everything Gurudev only said, you go there and pick that up, you go there, pick this up, I kept it ready for you. It was like that. My journey was like that. I told you, I'm not a researcher, I'm not anything. My only love was to just collect letters. So then, like when I went there, I went to Kollam place. So not Kollam, Kottayam. So I went there and that ashram was there. So when I went there, there was one small booklet. And in that booklet, there is one beautiful article by Puja Gurudev about Chattambi Swami. And that article says secret initiation. Imagine at the age of 3, Chattambi Swami initiated. And those teachings, when Puja Gurudev, those teachings when they got revealed was when Gurudev was in his early 20s. Imagine Mahatma teaching. So Gurudev writes here, it seems that my mother had often wondered at and asked the Swamigal, what exactly are you telling him and what is the language you both use? Mother now tells me that the Swamigal did answer her. He understands it all. Why do you interfere with us? These are all the reminiscences that I can report. Is it all true? Is there communication possible between a silver-bearded master and an uninitiated infant? Whatever else there might be, there might have been in my early life, there was no spirituality or religion apparently evident, and yet 25 years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I can look back now and declare that suddenly from nowhere, a spiritual urge and a religious hunger took me by storm, and in one tidal wave sustained me for 10 short years in Uttarakashi, only to leave me back again on the shores of the Indian Hindu metropolis to preach, to serve and convert the Hindus to Hinduism. These are all to me extremely sacred secrets, and I feel bashful to tell them in public. But when I'm approached by the publishers who are bringing out a volume of life and works of this rare genius whose spiritual stature is unmatched with any of the greatest men I have so far met. And then Puja Gurudev says, like, what I am today capable of in serving the world, I firmly believe I owe to this unique sage. Many are the streams of influences that have reached me to mold me. It seems that I had a secret initiation at the hands of Swamigal, who accomplished this marvel in a tiny baby, perhaps then only 1,000 days old in the world. You can imagine, like, what, it is. A 3-year-old baby, all those teachings came relevant to Puja Gurudev when he was in his 20s. And Puja Gurudev had led a very normal child life. If you get, I'll tell you that name of the book, about Chattambi Swamigal. There is one person who has done a lot of research and, written a nice book on biography on Chattambi Swami. You all should read, like, then you'll know what a great Siddha is. He is the master of 64 colors. He knew how to talk with wild animals, and many a times, squirrels, rats, they all would come and sit by his side when he was, sitting. There is not even a topic that Chattambi Swami doesn't know. Imagine, Puja Gurudev was initiated by such great saints to produce one Chinmayananda. See the caliber of saints that they molded Puja Gurudev. For Chinmayananda, one Chinmayananda to be produced, person like Chattambi Swami, Shivananji Swamiji, Tapon Maharaj. For me personally, having done this work, I feel after Bhagwan Krishna, it is only Puja Gurudev who had taken 43 years non-stop singing the glories of Mother Gita on this planet. So, to happen this type of divine work and to produce a Mahatma like this, Ishvara, Kripa and Rishis like this Mahatmas are required to produce one Chinmayananda, and you all can imagine under whose great umbrella you are all in. We are so blessed to be even the disciples to even utter the name of this Mahatmas and this, great, Yuga Purusha of our times. We are so fortunate that we could see such a great master with these naked eyes. No words to talk about Puja Gurudev. Anyway, so this is the secret initiation about Puja Gurudev when he was a child. This is in Sages Born. The books are there. It's in Sages Born. Please, take that book. That book, for me to produce, it took 10 years of my life. Literally 10 years. It is just 150 pages. And my journey, if I don't mention these two people, Srimati Parvati Raman, I consider Amma as my soulmate. When this project has started, I did not know, as I told you, where I'm heading to. Achanak, she came into my life. I would hear about her, but how she came, the first thing when I went to Chennai, I meet her and she told me, I have to go and interview such a person. Since, you're going to take up this project, why don't you also come? So she was the one who made me just go and do the first interview ever. From there, this was in 2011, today is 2025. There is not even a single day that goes by without talking about Puja Gurudev, how it was. She was the one who literally held my finger, and she is the one who literally wrote all these beautiful things. I would just go, gather all the material, and I would just keep it in front of her. Amma, this is what it is, this is what it is. To connect the dots of Puja Gurudev's life. We would have wonderful discussions like how this happened, like, she would tell this would be there, like that. So it was such a rewarding journey, she being with me, and Ganesh Kanimulla, who has produced some 54 small clips about Puja Gurudev from Orlando Chinmaya Mission Center. He became part of my journey to make the website. So these two people are like two eyes of my journey, and Swami Mitrananji played another crucial role, and Puja Guruji's blessings were always through whenever I had said like I have to do this. So this is what it is. Now, this is about Chattambi Swami, right? Now, Gurudev said at the age of 25, he suddenly recollected all those teachings. Meeting family members, like one person would give me one small anecdote, and next year another anecdote, like that. It literally took years for me to even understand what it is. 2011, all these letters were there. So I asked Indira Amma, I said, Indira Amma, can you please give those letters to archives? And she looked at me with a smile. I did not say anything. She was a very strong lady and highly, detached person. She lived the teachings. After 2 days, she calls me and she tells me, you can take it to Bombay. Will anybody give Kochu Amma's letters? It is family's property. She had given gracefully all those souvenirs, everything of Gurudev, what they had, they generously parted. It was Vasu uncle who was extremely attached to this material. He couldn't sleep because he was the one who produced Glory of Mother, Glory of Krishna, Glory of Rama, which we have in publications. He's the one who produced all those things. He became much more a greater devotee of Puja Gurudev, and he served till the last breath. Vasu uncle. So what happened was, like, he came after 2 days, and then so after 2 days, he couldn't sleep. He came very silently to me and he said like this, said, can you please give those letters to us back till you go back? Before you go back, we will return those letters. I felt so, painful. I said, Uncle, these are your property. You take your property and whenever you feel convinced, only give. Right now, you Xerox and give it to me. He said, okay. And when I was leaving 3 days before, he has packed it so beautifully, year-wise, and in beautiful files he had kept all those things. Both Indira Amma and Vasu uncle came graciously, gave me 4 cartons of material. So I am ever indebted to this family. Next, I have to mention this because without them, my journey is not there. They played a major role. And a few years later, what happened, I said I'm going to interview all the family members at one place. Something is wrong there? Yeah. So then, Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Huh? Right. Okay. So after they handed over the letters, next, couple of years, I met quite a lot of family members. Yeah, right? Hari Om. Can you hear? Yeah. Is it? Yeah, yeah. So everybody started telling me one different story, one different story. It became too difficult for me. I said all the family members should come together, all the niece and nephews should come together, and we will take a big interview of the entire family. So one nephew told me of Gurudev, because Kochu Amma told him directly. Puja Gurudev said, don't forget the connect, like when I'm explaining. Early 20s, he said, right? And as a white-bearded sannyasi, what he taught, like Gurudev did not know. So one day, suddenly as a child, Puja Gurudev disappeared from the house. They became so worried, where did Puja Gurudev go? And they started searching all over, and nowhere they could find Puja Gurudev. 3-4 hours they searched, and finally they came to know, in the house only, he was sitting under a cot, straight in Padmasana like this. Absorbed deep into meditation. The family members, they themselves told at the age of 4 or 5, I do not know, but that all the family members remember that. Gurudev, when a Kochu Amma telling them, he would sit in meditation like that. Imagine 4 years, 5 years old child sitting under a cot and meditating. Don't know at what time he has sat, but 4 or 5 hours, they were searching constantly, where did he disappear? Later on, it caught up. He was a bubbly youngster, teasing everybody, having all the fun, and being a very prominent family. His father was Munsif, and his mama was Chief Commissioner of Cochin, and royal family relationship, like all this, like he was super, like a super teenager, had all the joys of the life. He would, threaten the people taking his uncle's name, all the fun he had. But somehow, Gurudev was, in studies, like Sanskrit was a challenging thing. His sister had kept one book of Puja Gurudev, his English book, I think so. And Sanskrit, he would get so angry and he would write, who invented this Sanskrit, such a difficult language to read like that? He would scribble on the book. Okay. And, that was the thing. So, Puja Gurudev's father has kept tuitions for him. And, this is a secret, okay? Nalini Amma, who passed away very recently, she told me, she used to call Gurudev, Puja Gurudev, as Balopa, means brother, elder brother, like that. So, Balopa was so dangerous. Girls will get so scared, and when Gurudev was going in the streets, literally mothers would close the doors. That what I'm trying to say is, I'm just trying to show the parallels, how a meditative child, how he enjoyed life and how he took everything in his own stride. So this is his teenage, and then he went to Lucknow to study double graduate degree. See, now, there are few areas where there is some, definitely some wool gathering information will be there. So in workshops also, I'm sure, Swamiji, you would be making them play. So first you will tell them one story. And if you ask, the same story to be told to 10 people, by the time the 10th person comes and tells, it's a new story completely. And so is the case even with Mahatma's life, or in our lives also for that matter. It is a complete different story. So there was so much of wool gathering information. So when I started, connecting these dots, there was one common thing which everybody was bombarding me. Tell us about how many years that Puja Gurudev studied under Tapon Maharaj. It's a big question everybody would ask. When did, Gurudev, go to Shivananji Swamiji, and what did he study? All these things they would ask.
the letters which the family members have given had provided a great connect for me. So 1941, Gurudev went to Lucknow to study law. I was just showing to Swamiji also. Those days, Lucknow was the only one university which allowed to have double graduate degree, like MA, LLB, 3 years course. So 2 years MA and then 1 year law. So Puja Gurudev's father had sent Gurudev to Lucknow. So then you might ask, like, why all the way from Kerala to Lucknow thing? Narendra Sharaw's father was in Chennai. He was also a lawyer by profession. He knew Puja Gurudev's father, and since he was from North, and both of them had good friendship, so he said, my son is going to join this MA LLB, why don't you also join your son? That's how Gurudev landed up in Lucknow. And another thing, his father purposefully wanted to keep him far away because the pampering was too much, and then he was, at least being away from the house, he could be a bit disciplined. That's another reason also. So they made him join in Lucknow. What happened in Lucknow? Gurudev was a big spendthrift. I'm not sure, but I vaguely remember his sister telling, for the 3 years course, it was 1500 rupees. Per year, 500 rupees was the course. Puja Gurudev's father gave him to pay, the money. In 3 months, he exhausted the complete amount. And he would write such a pathetic letters to his father saying that, see, in our house also when we invite guests, how we will not eat alone, no? So when I am going to the, hotel or something like that, how can I go alone and eat? I had to take them, and some of them could not afford. So I had to take like that, all feeding others only, all money got exhausted. And what could the poor fathers tell, the thing? And he was the only son. Gurudev's uncles and all used to scold Gurudev's father, you are pampering him and spoiling him like that. But, Gurudev's father never said no. How much ever he wanted, like Gurudev's father gave. So fortunately, Gurudev was very good with tennis. That's where we hear, we have seen some of the pictures, Gurudev playing tennis. This tennis, Gurudev's father was given a rare thing that in a British club, he was allowed to play tennis, Gurudev's father. So Gurudev started playing along with his father, and that's how he became, good at tennis. So he started playing tennis in the university. He represented a university. And there is also this thing, I haven't still found, but this much I know for sure, that his father would play. And then, Gauss Muhammad Khan, he was national player and he played with him. That's what the story says. The family members also said. Anyway, that's a small thing in his life. So he became the cream of the university. How he had gone into independence struggle, I haven't found anything, because I went to Lucknow University. See, whatever I am trying to share, whatever little proof I found, with that only I am trying to say. I haven't, made any story out of my, my findings. Everything there is proof. So I went to Lucknow University, searched there and caught, the collector. We tried our best. Unfortunately, couple of times there was a fire accident in that university, and they did not know the butler hostel, something like that existed. Up until I went and told them there is a butler hostel like this, and I have a proof like that. And they started searching the records, but we couldn't find any record over there. So I am not sure about how Gurudev went into that independence movement and those stories. So 1942 was the last thing that Gurudev's family came to know about Puja Gurudev. Then he went into underground, he went to Abbottabad, and then he was there in British intelligence, and then he came back to Delhi, and there he was Punjab or somewhere. He was caught over there. But one striking feature about Gurudev was extremely talented. Gurudev's memory was, we all know how sharp it was. I remember when I was doing the Vedanta course, one day Puja Gurudev said, this supercomputer, no computers can match it. But this was in 92. Gurudev said, only the required is being registered in the supercomputer. So, I mean, his memory was superb memory. So, what happened was, Lucknow, there, this Captain Nair is there, no? Hotel Leela Kempensky, Nair. They both stay together. Gurudev was extremely short-tempered, and everybody will ask, oh, Gurudev used to smoke? Of course, yes. He would smoke. What big deal is there? Those days, he was not a sannyasi or whatever it is. He was a man of the world. So he would smoke and known for his short temper, So everybody would get scared of Gurudev. But equally everybody loved. There was fear and there was love. That time only. This is what Captain Nair told me. And Captain Nair told him one day, I believe, they used to call Balakrishna Menon, no? So why do you get angry like this? Why do you, do that? You're so good, all those things. And he told him about Swami Chinmayananda Maharaj. That was the time that seed went into Puja Gurudev's head. Where did he know that he will be caught and he would be prisoned and then he will be thrown out of the jail, and then he went to his cousin's place called Achyuta Menon. Bhaskar Menon's younger brother was Achyuta Menon. So he went to that to their place. Nobody could recognize him. His cousin, the cook, recognized him because the cook was from the home. So he could recognize seeing Puja Gurudev's eyes. Only Puja Gurudev's eyes were evident. So he recouped there. Almost he was there for 6 months in that house. Then in 1945, he came to Delhi. When he came to Delhi, he joined National Herald Press. In here, one very important thing, he had this friend called Narendra Sharoff, right? Narendra Sharoff was a very tall, handsome man, and their family considered Puja Gurudev as the second son. His father considered Gurudev as the second son, so he would be in his house. Narendra Sharoff getting married and Gurudev getting into National Herald. And in National Herald, before joining National Herald, the editor, Mr. Ramarao, told Puja Gurudev asked, how do I go with journalism? He wanted to learn journalism. So he was getting trained under this Ramarao. He said, any journalist, irrespective of what the situation is, they should work hard for 16 hours. And those days, it's not like today, everything manually they had to do. So collecting, and he was trained, Puja Gurudev was trained under Ramarao for 16 hours a day. And this was told to me directly by Mr. Ramarao's son, who is still alive in Bangalore, 93 years old. I have recorded his memories. So you want to know who that person is? It is there in yours forever. You just check. Anyway, because it's a big story. So he told me that my father saw to that he trained Chinmayananda for 16 hours a day. And at the time for journalism, little bit of law also is required. So he just did apprentice under a lawyer, another lawyer, but there is one famous lawyer, Mr. Sapru. Swamiji and myself were discussing about that. And achanak, are you all listening to Puja Guruji's Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana in the morning? Yeah? 6:30? Yeah. Swamiji and myself were discussing. Swamiji asked, who is this Sapru? It is said that the Gurudev studied law under him. Achanak, the third day, Puja Guruji said, when he was a very strict lawyer, not like today's lawyers, very, very strict, and people would get very scared. And Puja Gurudev, fearless, he just goes to him and he tells him, I want to take advice from you. He gave a beautiful advice to Puja Gurudev, saying work like a horse, be like a hermit. Yeah, I told Ulta. Live like a hermit and be like a horse. So these two things, Gurudev had lived till the end. These were the suggestions given by those people. So now, how did Puja Gurudev meet Swami Shivanandaji? See, mine is what little research I have done. I'm not trying to contradict anything. Whatever story you believe, but whatever I found, I'm trying to share. So now, what happened was, when Gurudev joined National Herald, Gurudev was known for short temper, but extremely hardworking. So there is another competitor for Gurudev. He wanted to become the editor, and Gurudev was a hurdle for him. Keeping that to the side, Pujya Swami Shivanandaji's 60th celebrations were going to happen in 1947. So 1946, Pujya Gurudev was in Delhi, and Swami Chidanandaji. How many of you know Swami Shivanandaji? Pujya Gurudev's Guru Bhai, Swami Chidanandaji Maharaj. He contacted National Herald Press because to give a wide coverage about Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj's 60th birthday and the world to know also basically. So when they contacted this person, Chalpati Rao, who wanted to become editor of thing, he conveniently found Pujya Gurudev would be the right person. So he always would be in the main place and he would send Gurudev to other places to do all this cover-ups and all that stuff. So they said he will come and he will do the job. So he had given the big thing, now going there, you should expose, these sadhus, what they are doing, and they're celebrating 60 years of thing, he had put all the seeds and he has sent Gurudev there. But Gurudev's spiritual seeds are very, very strong. In Yours Forever Only, Pujya Gurudev writes this is not opening. Yeah. Pujya Gurudev writes, I'll show you. So he went to Shivanandaji's place, and when he went to Shivanandaji's place, Gurudev was so happy. Something, that he... Wait, I'll just read out that part. It took me more than 20 years. Yeah. It took me more than 20 years, added the Swami as an aside, to realize that in the strange game, Balan had been initiated into the Jnana Marga, the path of knowledge, Sri Parameshwara himself. Om Namah Shivaya. Glory to the Bhaktavatsala. No sincere heart offering is rejected or ignored. No. By him? That form, yes, that's true. Yeah. Sorry. 29 page, right? Okay. Here, yeah. Yeah, here only, yeah. It was that... here. Menon entered Anand Kutir. That Balan of the puja room instinctively loved Shiva and innocently lived. The same child, when grown up to become Sri Balakrishna Menon, in his intellectual honesty, or was it vanity, rejected Shiva and wandered. Later on, he divorced himself completely from Shiva and suffered. His rediscovery of Shiva and later on Sri Sadgurudev Tapon Maharaj, Tapovanam, reached him to the temple of life, concluded Chinmaya. So when he went to Anand Kutir, again he felt that connect. So seeing all that, and there was not all sadhus sitting closely and closing eyes and meditating. No. Divine Life was with full of vibrant activities like hospital and serving, all those things. You see, when we were, making this thing, right, I had to read quite a lot of books about Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj and few others also to know what exactly it was. I read in one place that Swami Shivanandaji was highly praised those times, right? So when, the people would offer garlands, Paduka Puja and all. Swami Venkateswaranandji writes in one of the things, Swami Shivanandaji in the night he would go, hit him with slipper, and with that pain he would ask himself, is there a joy? What you have experienced when they were praising, the same amount of joy would you feel? Swami Shivanandaji would do that. This is there in one of the life works of Swami Shivananji. Those type of masters have trained Gurudev. That's why Puja Gurudev says, like, be in God and act in God. How to live in the society, like, and act as God. Swami Shivananji taught. So now coming here, so here he came to Swami, Shivananji Maharaj, and with a big list of questions, we know all those things. But this is the most important phase of Puja Gurudev's life. Chinmaya, the Shishya, his journey, real journey started from this point. 1946 July is what my understanding. Tomorrow if anybody finds something, I cannot say, but this is what I have found. 1946 July was the first time that Puja Gurudev went and met Swami Shivananji Maharaj. He was there for 3 months and he started editing all those books. You know how compassionate Swami Shivananji Maharaj was. Gurudev was a chain smoker, so he would feel restless without cigars. I heard very authentically they saying that Shivananji Maharaj would go and buy cigarettes for Puja Gurudev and he would give. Yeah. This is a very authentic story. I'm not cooking up. And later on, imagine the love for Gurudev. And the other page is 49, no? Yeah, 49, yeah. 42. Yeah. 42. No, not this one. This is the point, yeah. Anyway, let me get into the story first. I'll tell the story and then I will do. So then, so Swami Shivananji was like guiding him so much that once, he called Puja Gurudev and he told, I'm trying to search for that Chaitanyananji's talk. Caterpillar to butterfly. No, I think before that one. Yes, here it is. It's not easy for me. I'm trying to see Chaitanyananji's work. One second. Okay, anyway, I'll let you know, I'll see. So Swami Chaitanyananji, he writes in his book. Now, how did I find this work? It's so interesting. In 2012, I went to Uttarakashi. When I went to Uttarakashi, already I started finding this material, right? When I started unearthing this, so this phase of Shivananji's thing for Puja Gurudev was like, I did not get a clear picture. One afternoon, suddenly, I don't know what made me, go to this Chaitanyananji's ashram, which is just below our Tapon Kuti, just 2 furlongs away from our Tapon Kuti. I just chanced upon there, and Chaitanyananji was no more, and his disciple was there, and he was a Telugu person, and I being a Telugu person, like, immediately connect, Telugu connect. So I started talking to him, like, is there any book about, do you remember anything that Chaitanyananji has told about, Puja Gurudev over here in Himalayas? He said, oh, why not? Chaitanyananji had written a letter about, a book about, his association with Shivananji Maharaj. There he has mentioned about Chinmayananda Maharaj also. Please take that thing, it is. So now since I'm not finding the page, please see where in Yours Forever that is there. Chaitanyananji's page. And just read. There, Chaitanyananji says very clearly that one day Shivananji Maharaj called Gurudev. This was before only, like, okay. So he called him and he said, you have studied MA degree and you're very well educated. You're not married. Yeah. Oh, sorry. See, Balakrishnan Menon and I became fairly good friends and we were together often. One day Guruji Shivananji called out, Balan, come here. When both of us went to him, he went on to tell him, you're a fortunate young man. You are an MA and are unmarried and free. The world is full of sorrows and we have witnessed the horrors of Second World War and the recent partition of the country. If you join us here, we will benefit yourself and also render valuable services to the world. How slowly, the Mahatmas nurture. He never rejected, he never said oh, you have bad habit, like you should not smoke, come on, I'll give you bhashya, like that. No. This Mahatmas, that is the greatness of Puja Gurudev or, all Chatambi Swami, Tapon Maharaj, Gurudev. I will tell you little more stories about Tapon Maharaj, how much he was fond of Puja Gurudev and how deep love was there between both of them, like a father and son. And Shivananji Maharaj, I personally feel he literally played a guru role to Puja Gurudev, nurturing him, fine shaping Puja Gurudev in a very beautiful person to do the glorious work what Puja Gurudev had done. So, I just read this, right? How he was saying, we will do that. And then, so he was shaping him. One day, it so happened, Shivananji, Gurudev was writing articles and all those things. Gurudev expressed that he wanted to go abroad. Okay, he wanted to go to USA. There again, Shivananji Maharaj, Soon thereafter, Chinmayananda expressed to Guruji his desire to go to US. In the presence of many of us, Swamiji said, you should equip yourself well before you launch out. Study, do japa and practice penance for some time and meditate. Go to Tapon Swamiji and study the Upanishads. Now we know how and all this, just they were falling in place. Like whenever I used to find something, what it would be, I did not know any of this thing. Like I achanak gaya, like Gurudev, I told he kept it ready and they would give and I would read and I would feel so happy. Oh, how did it happen like this? So before itself, the seeds were there. Before he entered the ashram only, when he entered the ashram only, it is already decided that Swami Shivananji will send him abroad. And he also told him to study, do japa, all these things, the dialogues, preparing Puja Gurudev for his noble work. The seeds have already been formed. So like this, on and off, Gurudev coming and back he went to Delhi. In 1947, he gave up his journalism and just became a freelance journalist because Narendra Sharaf had paralytic stroke. 1 year of marriage, he had 1-year-old son. 2 years of marriage, 1-year-old son. He became paralytic and Gurudev used to be by his side and he did all the seva possible because his parents became old. So he would take care of him. Morning he would take care of him. And how many of you know Parvinamma here? Yeah, Parvinamma from Delhi. She used to tell me, my mommy was, very close with Gurudev. She would play with Gurudev, all those things she would say. Like I was wondering, who is your mommy? 2 years she was telling. And then when I went to Delhi, I said, chalo, okay, take me to your mommy. So when I went there to her mommy, she said we had coffee house. There is one chapter of Gurudev in coffee house. We had coffee house and Swami Gurudev Balan would come. She was calling Gurudev as Balan only. Balan would come and he would check the accounts. He was so perfect in accounts. Daytime he would serve Narendra Sharaf and evening he would come and do the accounts of their coffee shop. And he was part of their family too. Because again, her brother and Gurudev were classmates. So, this was Gurudev's routine and in on and off he would go and do Divine Life Society work and things. When Narendra Sharaf passed away, that was the turning point for Gurudev. He decided the tall young man just became a pot of ashes and then he said, enough of it. And then he went to Divine Life Society. After going to Divine Life Society, 1948 was such an important year for Puja Gurudev. The intensity of sadhana that Puja Gurudev had done. See, we all, like, if we take vratam, something like that, how we will think? First we will think like, what will I need? What will I need for my upavasam? Like if I take like, I should take sabudana khichdi, or what should I take? Like, how should I go about? A big list we will think before even we start our thing. Now I will tell you how many padayatras Puja Gurudev had done and how difficult like it was for him to do those padayatras. And all this were done under the instructions of Swami Chinmayananda Maharaj. Secondly, this were done, there were 2-3 Mahatmas who were alive in 2012 when I went to that thing. They told me clearly that to reduce Swami Chinmayananda's anger, Sri Gurudev had asked him to do this Padayatras, I believe. Tapon Maharaj Maharaj. So, he was in the ashram. So, April 20th, he went for this Char Dham Yatra. Before he went, and one thing, wherever, Gurudev was going, Shivananji would write letters before itself. So and so is coming, please arrange for him. Later on also, you will see in Yours Forever, when he told him after sannyas to do Padayatra, in hot summer, he wrote to Delhi people how they should take care of Gurudev. That was the love. Though he had given him hardships to, to conquer them, but at the same time, like a father, he was constantly nourishing him and he was constantly taking care of him. When he went, Gurudev also wrote, and he saw Taponji for the first time over there when he went to Char Dham Yatra. And we all know in Char Dham Yatra how much of sadhana Puja Gurudev had done. And in this book also, My Trek Through Uttarakhand, where he had written, like he has done that Purascharana. See this? This is one picture. I really love it. So beautiful. If you wish to do, he has written to his mother. This is another beautiful thing. If you wish to do any varivadu offering in these places, you might send me the money and details so that I can get it by April 15th. And the last beautiful thing is, may His grace be on you all. All of you should daily do at least 10 malas of Om Namah Shivaya from April 20th till my return. This will give us all a oneness in our astral bodies, and you will gain the bliss of actually visiting these sacred places. See how beautiful it is. Huh? He writes to his mother. Huh? So then he went there, he did that Om Namah Shivaya Purascharana, then he came back. After coming back also, see this is the one, My Trek Through Uttarakhand, 6 lakhs Panchakshari Purascharana at Badri started on 20th June 1948, 100 malas a day, 56 days, 14th August. Purascharana is the chanting of a mantra for a fixed number of days with a disciplined and austere routine of religious observances. Can we all imagine? He went for Padayatra and he was there. Those days, no communication, nothing. Whatever was available, he had to take that thing. And again, he writes to his sister, See this? This is such a beautiful picture of Puja Gurudev after sannyas. This is. Anyway, so then Puja Gurudev had. So Puja Gurudev, after this intense tapas, he had decided to take sannyas. So this is the most beautiful thing. He did not come to the house for 10 long years. So he wrote a letter to his father. So when he told to Shivananji Maharaj that he wanted to take a sannyas, and Shivananji Maharaj had told him to get permission from his father. So he had written a big letter like, I'm going to take sannyas, like, some 5-6 pages, full scape pages, like, he has written a big letter. So after reading all those things, his father wrote only 3 lines. He said, if you are able to, if you can leave that path, I have no objection, you can take sannyas, he said. And then he wished him good luck, but one thing, please don't ask me for money. And Gurudev's mama, who was a commissioner, his sister only told me that. Gurudev's mama, who was a commissioner, he said, this is another trick of Balan to get money from from Gurudev's father. So you can imagine how much Gurudev must have spent. So the decision was made that he would take sannyas. And he wrote a letter, nice letter to Taponji Maharaj. And when he wrote a letter to Taponji Maharaj has told him, why do you want to take sannyas? And he dissuaded Puja Gurudev, why don't you live this type of life for some more time, meeting sadhus and, doing satsangs, doing japa, why don't you do that? Cloth is what, any time you can change something like that. Taponji has, dissuaded, here it is. Uttarkashi in 1812-48 received the letter. On reading about the firm determination, what else can be done but be happy? Getting ready for the acceptance of sannyas on Shivaratri is a new information as well. Reading that portion, the instantaneous thought in the mind was, what is the objection now in continuing in this form itself for some period, associating with saints, and if felt good, change of dress can be done after some time. What more is there to write about? This much is written only because from the day of meeting, some special affection found a place in my mind. Taponji tells, Gurudev. And then his father also gave permission, no? And one sweet person is Gurudev's younger sister. Gurudev's younger sister was so fond of Puja Gurudev that she used to feel very sad that when she was born, she lost her mother. So she was very attached to Gurudev. Gurudev was so loving to his sisters. He would go to the school, bring them on bicycle, drop them in the school. So he would buy nice bangles. That's what they all told me, okay? So he was a wonderful brother. Gurudev was a wonderful brother. So his sister asked him so many questions. He had written some 4-5 pages of letter. So here he writes to his sister saying that about his sannyas. So she asked him so many questions. Will you come home or not? Can we meet? Something like that she asked. In fact, a few days before received sannyas Diksha on February 20, 1949, Balan wrote a long letter in Malayalam to his sister Kanikam. In the postscript, he writes about his Diksha. Yes, there is no objection in writing letters even after sannyas. I have decided to take the name of Sri Swami Chinmayananda Saraswati. Shivananji Maharaj would always give them the chance to take their own name. What name they want, he would give them the choice. But Gurudev here, he said he has decided to take, Sri Swami Chinmayananda Saraswati. And Chinmayananda Swami, Jai Ho. See, the body that was known in Purvashram as Bhaskara Menon is now known as Gnanananda Saraswati. He is his cousin. Shivaratri is on February 25th. 25th morning between 6 to 7 a.m. I will receive Brahmacharya Diksha. Next day, 26th morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I will be given Sannyas Diksha. Brahmacharya Diksha is actually Upanayanam. From that day, one is supposed to have become a Brahman. On 26th, I, the individuality that is me, will die. I will also do the Pinda Kriya for myself. After that, nobody in the family should give Pindam to me, and it is not allowed by the Shastra. After that, I take rebirth as Swami Chinmayananda in the world. The meaning of this is very deep. For the dead man, there is no remembrance of the past memories of love, nor the responsibilities of mother, father, wife, and children of the Purvashrama Janma. Yours, Balan. Imagine what a sister will feel. How, and to his elder sister, he writes so beautifully. A guru alone can point to us the supreme source of the real gnana flowing within us. Trace the the real Ganga flowing within us. Trace the source, and you will never more come back to see the river roaring. Roaring among the rocks or foaming into cataracts. Peace, joy, and bliss are at the source. What a profound thing that Gurudev had written. So this is the Sannyasa Diksha. This is how that one full year, how he had done so much of tapas and how, he prepared himself. It was, a very, very serious thing that Gurudev, he has taken it very seriously, and Swami Shivananji prepared him. And finally, after taking sannyas, immediately Shivananji asked him to go and do Padayatra. See, previously when he went to Chardham Yatra, it was like in April and they have arranged everything. Now, Shivanand Swamiji arranged for Gurudev. And this is one thing which the family members fondly remember, saying that Gurudev fainted. How? I will tell you here. We will read this part. Salutations and adorations. Thy magnanimous letter of prem and pranams to hand. As informed in the previous letter, from this end, on 11th March, Chinmaya left Anand Kutir on his Brahmana Sthiti, and thus on foot he reached Delhi, covering 160 miles, and visited one of Sri Swamiji's old disciple. There already Gurudev's letter was waiting for Chinmaya, directing him to go from Delhi to Mathura and Brindavan, and to return to the ashram before April 15th, so as to be there for the sadhana week. Off he started. The heat is now near 102 degrees Fahrenheit. The tar road, the naked feet, the shaven head, the load of 2 frocks, a sheet and a couple of books, the Kamandalu. Each mile seemed an endless span through burning space. But with courage in the heart, faith in the Lord, increasing at every hour, Chinmaya visited Lord Krishna's playground and domain and returned. A pilgrimage of about 200 miles. And how true was Gurudev in his warning. He must have known it long ago. 17 miles off Delhi on the return journey, Chinmaya had not too light a sunstroke. He is now well near complete recovery. He is yet in the bed. He had 104 to 106 temperature for 2-3 days. Ice, etc. was applied. Medicines, doctors, all were ready. Thanks to Sri Swamiji's Bhaktas in Delhi. Shankara, thy will alone be done. By the will of Narayana, Chinmaya hopes to return to Rishikesh in the time for the sadhana week. Can we imagine how difficult it would be? Reading itself, when I used to read these letters, right? I used to become completely speechless. These are all given by the family members. All these letters, whatever I am reading, So, already one Chardham Yatra. This is the second thing. And before this, what Puja Gurudev thought was, when he finished that Panchakshar Mantram, he wanted to travel from north to south and south to north by Padayatra. He said it will take 2-3 years, 2,000 miles to 3,000 miles. Gurudev wanted to do the Padayatra. It's there in the book. You just, browse through. So, Shivananji Maharaj said, don't do that, you do this like this. So now where have we come? Gurudev got his Sannyas Diksha in 1949. So 48 he was with Shivananji Maharaj. what time it? Oh my God, time is up. Oh, yeah, 5 more minutes. Yeah. So then, like, he came to sannyasa. He got sannyas, went there. Now, can you all tell me? So Taponji Maharaj asked him to get a letter from Shivananji Maharaj. Gurudev came all the way from Rishikesh to Uttarkashi, and from Uttarkashi again came back and again went. Could you please tell me where, that incident happened? It did not happen. What the story was, when Taponji Maharaj would come to Brahmananda ashram, after he decided, so after he decided that he would take sannyas, so that Shivananji was preparing him to go and study Upanishads under Taponji Maharaj. So after, he took sannyas, it was decided by Shivananji Maharaj that he would go and study the thing. So then Gurudev came to Taponji Maharaj, and whenever Taponji Maharaj was there in Rishikesh, there was a place called Brahmananda Ashram. Even today they kept that place very sacred, where Taponji Maharaj would sit. So that place, Gurudev used to take breakfast for Taponji Maharaj. And one devotee told me, because South Indians, so Shivananji would make nice idlis for Taponji Maharaj and dosas, and he would send, and Gurudev would take them, I believe. So it is there where he expressed the desire that he wanted to study thing. So Gurudev comes back and takes the letter, and here it is, soon, this one, right? Soon after, Chinmayananda expressed, Tapon Maharaj was staying in Brahmananda Ashram in Munikireti. He told Chinmayananda, get written permission from your guru. He is a promising young sannyasi. Please teach him the Upanishads. Wrote Guruji in his short note and signed it. It is in Rishikesh. Yeah. So, and actually all this confusion, came. Why? It is because of Gurudev only. Gurudev, the way he would dramatize, poor me, I have to go all the way from Rishikesh to Taponji Maharaj, and from there he asked, I had to come back, again take the letter, and again go. Naturally our mind will go, like that he was with Taponji Maharaj. So from Rishikesh all the way to go to that place, and again come back and again go. And everybody were with this belief only. So whenever I used to tell them, so after a point of time I started keeping quiet. Okay, you people think whatever you want. No, it is there, like as they would say. I said, Maunam is the best thing. But I enjoyed the process of, unearthing all this material and getting clarity for myself. So then, he came back from there, and Sadhana week happened in 1949. April, the sadhana week happened. It went up till May 18th or something like that. Again, that's also is there in the thing. Then after that, he decided that he would go. But everything is under the instruction of Swami Shivananji Maharaj only. Nothing he did on his own. So he got, his base is Rishikesh only. There is one room where Gurudev used to stay, and that room is kept for Gurudev only, with all his belongings. So he went to, he met Taponji Maharaj on, he started from Rishikesh on 4th of June, went to Uttarkashi. This first class for Puj Gurudev, he started on June 6th. And here we have to see the state of mind of Puj Gurudev. It is there in Chinmay Pradeep also. The first text he studied with Swami Taponji Maharaj was Panchadashi, and the classes began in Uttarkashi on 6th June 1949. The year Swami Tapon Maharaj moved to Gangotri on June 9th along with his disciples. The classes continued there. On June 12th, he writes, Chinmaya in a room, 9 feet into 5 feet into 4 feet side, to middle some 5 feet with one single door, 2 feet wide and 4 feet high. Cow-dung plastered, roof all wood, walls Ganja stones, life marvelous, make fire, tea, bhiksha, make hot water, bathe, meditate, sweep, wash hands, meditate. I mean, imagine, when I used to read this material, these letters, see how he has written, take bhiksha, make hot water, bathe, meditate, sweep, wash hands, meditate. The stature of Puja Gurudev, how it was, and now, from here. Gurudev only in the, I just read one portion where he have Chattambi Swami, he's read 10 years, short years of nothing. This is another area people would bombard me. How can you say Gurudev studied under Tapon Maharaj only 2 years? No, he studied for 10 years. I said, okay, good. But now I will just take you fast, because the time also is already going to be 8. Yeah. So, see, here again, he writes, clockwise, Swami Chinmayananda immersed in studies in Gangotri. Swami Chinmayananda perched on a ledge in the picturesque atmosphere of Uttarakashi, absorbed in studying Upanishads, bending low to enter his hut 9 into 5 into 4 feet in Gangotri. Yeah. See, now here, this is, see the book cover. These are the original books which, they are there in Chinmaya archives now. So this book, how Gurudev would stitch his, with a cloth, how he would stitch, there was no paper binding or nothing like that. So he had to do that, and even till day they are intact. Nothing, they are exactly the same. And 5949 or 47, I am not sure, but as far as my understanding goes, it's 47 only. The down below is 49. 9 only? Okay. So, he was there, I think. But anyway, see the serious study he has studied. He says Shuddha Advaita, what Advaita is, and see all the beautiful notes that he has read. And all this was the preparation for him to go to Tapon Maharaj. Meditate and study, meditate and study. This is how he was doing. So the classes started. Panchadashi was on 6th June it started. Then, after that, Puja Gurudev came back to Rishikesh for Shivanandaji's birthday. This was 1949, September 8 he came. And again, there was another text which, so sorry, I forgot to mention one small thing here. The another text was, one second. April 15. Prashnopanishad was the next text which Gurudev had studied. Then, at the end of the year 1950, Swami Shivanandaji asked Puja Gurudev to go to south and cover all the Divine Life Society centers. There were 75 centers in the south those days. So Gurudev had asked, Shivanandaji Maharaj had asked him to go and take the satsangs. This was the turning point in Puja Gurudev's life. When he went and started conducting, his father, who was very old, Gurudev was, he's seeing his family after 10 years. Okay? So then he went to his house. His father was reading a newspaper. Even now that chair is there, that house is there as it is. If you people go to Trishur, please go to that house. Recently only Gurudev's brother-in-law passed away just some 4-5 months back. That house is as it is. That chair, where Gurudev's father would sit, that chair is still there. He was just reading the paper, which that big photograph we have. And Gurudev goes and silently touches his father's feet. And when he saw it was his own son, he became so emotional. He screamed loudly, saying that, Bala, like that, he said. And everybody, his sisters were inside. They got scared. What happened? And his father hugged him and cried literally. Because to see his son after 10 years is not a small thing. And that too, to see him as a sannyasi. So then, after that, what happened was, because Tapon Shivanandaji asked him to conduct, he took his father to his satsangs. By then, Gurudev's father was down with cancer, but still, Gurudev had taken him to Calicut. 2 days he was there with Gurudev. On 6th February, 7th February, he heard, and Gurudev's father was so overjoyed to see his son clarifying doubts, and then he had written a beautiful letter to Swami Shivanandaji under your tutelage, you have, made him, whatever he is, you made him so good, like that. He thanked his father, thanked Shivanandaji Maharaj, and he writes, 6th and 7th of February is here, 8th, as per your instructions, he has come back to Rishikesh. And here, one very important thing I want to tell. When he came to the house, Puja Gurudev stayed in the veranda. He did not step inside the house. As a sannyasi, when you renounce, you should not. We are all, naam ke vaste sannyasis. Yeah, truly. But I'm telling you what Gurudev had followed. I'm not saying So what Gurudev did, he did not even, as a sannyasi, he should not enter his house. He stayed in the veranda and he slept in the veranda. Those days outside toilets were there, so he used to use that. His father not well. One day some guests came to his house. Some fruits they had to buy. So they were, nobody, Gurudev's father called somebody, nobody were there. Gurudev said I will go and get. And when he went and, purchased that and it was not a nice thing, a sannyasi going to a grocery shop and buying thing. So his relatives said, what is this you are sending a sannyasi to a grocery shop? Gurudev said, I am his son first. Then only I am a sannyasi. That was the sannyasa dharma. He followed the sannyasa dharma. At the same time, he followed as the son, what his dharma was. So then he came back to Rishikesh. He was there. Then again his study came back to Tapon Maharaj. So he studied Mundukopanishad, Mandukya Upanishad under Tapon Maharaj, and this is the Mandukya notes. You all can see 30th 450. See how beautifully Gurudev had written the dates. So this made my life so easy. Actually, researchers, they break their head. I had no problem because everything Gurudev only had done for me. All that I had to do is I had to just pick and just connect the dots. That's all. It was so easy for me. So he did Mandukya, and after Mandukya, see, a person who has studied Mandukya, and again on Vijayadashmi day, how beautifully Gurudev writes, you see. Greetings, Vijayadashmi greetings from H.S. Swami Chinmayananda, and then he writes here, Om Shri Vijayadashmi, greetings to all bhaktas from H.S. Shri Kailashnath Ji, the chief destroyer of ego, Hridaya Guha, Post Box Body, United States of Maya, Divine Life Railway. Can we imagine, what a great Mandukya where the world doesn't exist, and here he writes, see the beautiful way that he writes, and see how how reverence with reverence he prays to Mother Ganga. It's 1 a.m. now, that means it is 20th, the Dashara, the Vijayadashmi day, the day for Vidyarambha. Mother knowledge, help me, save me, guide me, enlighten me. Thou art my mother, the mother of all, for am I not the all? Why was Chinmaya not slept yet? Why is he still with his books, reading yet not reading, brooding yet not brooding, looking yet not seeing? The objectified world is not true and has no sense or significance apart from the subjective I. If I am not, the world is not. See the language? The Ganges is sweeping round from nowhere and bursting to this sadhu whose view, after sparkling and dancing for a distance, gushes out round and a bend again out of view to the unknown. Born from the unknown, she flows ever and ever round the bend beyond sight, back again into the unknown. Is then this slight strip of sparkling bosom all Gangaji? Is this the whole? Where is the beginning? What is the end? Why this hurry? Stop, mother, stop a moment and tell the full story of thy birth, growth, existence, decay, death, and the hereafter. I am thirsty, I am bursting, at least take me with thee to thy own goal, the eternal, endless, limitless ocean. Born of ocean, mother, let Chinmaya, thy child, be with thee to witness thy return, the homecoming, the great Vijayadashmi day. Lord, hey Parameshwara, hey Jagannatha, how long, how many more hours should I wait here for thee? Bless me, Lord, now, here, this very second, the Chinmaya Vijayadashmi. Mother, help me, hey Shenmukha, stop this march from somewhere to nowhere, stop. Midnight at 1 a.m. See this diary, how beautiful it is. He completed it by 4 a.m. He started writing midnight. Imagine how much Gurudev must have done tapas. So after this thing, this was in 59 October, he has written. And again, he went for 4 months Padayatra. This is the third time Gurudev went. And that was the time he was very silent. He met all the devotees. And by then, his desire to serve, to bring this knowledge has become very deep. And he started writing letters to his cousin brother, Bhaskar Menon, saying that, like, you know, I want to give this knowledge, divine mission, like that. He started writing, asking them to print the pamphlets. And he couldn't resist. From the time he went and covered Divine Life Society, by the end of December, the urge was very strong. And he already told Tapon Maharaj that he want to, you know, give this knowledge. And that was the time Tapon Maharaj said, do 4 months of Padayatra. So he went, and this is the letter, this is, imagine, this is the diary that he has written. Okay, he went, and then again what happens was, like, he goes and he comes back to Tapon Maharaj. Again, in the last, you know, Gurudev studies Chandogya Upanishad, that too in Gangotri, and here he writes beautifully. See, here he writes, end lesson in Gangotri, Monday. So, 9/7/51, Monday. And conclusion was on 20th/8/1951. And that ends his stay with Tapon Maharaj. How many lessons Gurudev had studied? See the intensity with what he has done. How many Padayatras Gurudev had done. How serious was he? Do we have that type of urge? Definitely not, right? Yeah. So very few. And then when he comes and tells Tapon Maharaj, after 4 months he comes back and he tells, so Tapon Maharaj says, again, you know, go. After 4 months, this happened, and again he asked to go for a month. He goes and he says, I'm bent on, you know, doing this knowledge, to give this knowledge. So he takes the blessings of Tapon Maharaj in Gangotri and Gangaji's blessings. There he starts coming to the plains. The entire first yajna, I have shared the links with Swamiji. Please go to Aka's website and see how much Swami Shivanandaji planned. You know, Shivanandaji Maharaj says that all the people, whoever are listening to Chinmayanandaji, 3 months they have to follow brahmacharya. No newspapers, no radios, no movies. The time that they were listening to, Gurudev, those 3 months, Upanishad, first Jnana Yajna, let us be Hindus, okay? He said, and he writes how Akhanda Japa should be there, Akhanda Hare Rama Hare Krishna thing will be there, and Nagara Sankirtana. All those Swami Shivanandaji only planned for Puja Gurudev. And we can imagine what a disciple Puja Gurudev was. Since the time is running out, I would like to, Swamiji, can we just please make this? Yeah. Last image. Yeah. This is the most beautiful thing. As a disciple, he writes, about Tapon Maharaj. You have poured sweet nectar into my cup and kept it overflowing. I drank my fill and had more than my share. I have become silent, quiet, bursting with joy. Blissful Master, now lead me on and teach me how to share this bliss with others. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. We'll say Purnamadaha.
Hari Om. This 1.5 hours, I have no words to describe. None of us have any words to describe what we've gone through, the bliss, how close you've brought us to Puja Gurudev. I wish I had a wee bit of Gurudev's talent to describe what we are all going through. Very, very grateful to Swamini Amma to have come here. None of us were ready for we were not expecting this at all. And very, very grateful that you came here and spoke to us.
Thank you.
Very grateful to Puja Gurudev for putting you on this path, sending you on this beautiful journey and giving us a glimpse of what he was. And from whatever Gurudev wrote, those things we've not seen, his words, the way we can have some understanding as to how he was thinking. And he came down to our level to teach us, so that we can even comprehend this knowledge. I think all of us should purchase their books and read them and then call Amma again once more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will request Pankaj Bhai, who will be the president for the coming year, to offer a small token of gratitude to Puja Swamini Kaivalyananda.
There are these books like Sage's Born is there, and Yours Forever also are there. I just read from those only.
But reading the book and listening from you is another.
Actually, when Swamiji asked me to choose the topic, I did not know what is and the best topic I thought was, because this is very close to my heart. So I said, but after the telling, there were so many stories which were coming up, and to streamline those was a very challenging thing for me.
Wonderful time. Second talk. They already yes. Series 2. Part 2. Part 3 go off.
Yeah.
Somebody sing, yeah, whoever has sing. Nilima come up and Pankaj Bhai come up. One thali.
Yeah.
Come up. Careful. Remember always to keep it open now. Sarojat ke saath sampark rakho.
એ કાઢીએ ને ફોનમાં પછી આશીષ સિંહ માઇક છે ને એના હાથમાં હા
श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बाड़ी तपो भूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे। भक्त हृदय आनंद श्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। बोलो सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की।
सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। नाथ महाराज की जय। पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।